Hey everybody! To begin today's third grade lesson, we will start off with rounding. So the instructions is rounding to the nearest, and we can see that each number is labeled to a certain value that we're going to round to. Okay, so let's try number 1. So we're going to focus on the tens for this one. And obviously in the tens place, you have 10 or 1. And whenever you round, remember you always want to focus on the first number that's behind it. So the first number behind it is 6. And obviously, because 6 is greater than 5, you guys, if you remember, any number equal to or above 5, you round up. Any number below 5, you round down. That being said, so 6 is obviously bigger than 5, so we're going to round up. So we're going to round to the next value of between 10 and the next number, which is 20. So you're going to round up to 20. When you round, you always want to think about what two numbers is this particular number between, and which one is it closer to. So let me explain a little bit more clearly in number 2. So we see that the first 10 is 70 or 7, and we're going to look at the next number. Now, what number is 72 between? As in tens. 70 and 80, right? So now we're going to have to find out whether we want to go to 70 or it's 80, if 72 is closer. So let's get 2. Well, obviously 2 is less than 5, so we're going to round down. So when I say we round down, we're going to go to 70. So your rounded answer will be 70. But something a little harder, like number 7. So we're going to be rounding for 100. So 4, and we're going to look at the next number. So now for 100, you're going to focus on whether it's between 400, not 410, not 400, or, yeah, not like, and you're not going to focus on the ones, or 400 to 410. You're going to think about the next 10 because we're going to focus on the tens, right? And so let's think about it. Okay, so 0. Well, 0 is obviously way smaller than 5. So we're going to round down to where? To 400. Moving on. We are going to be solving equations. So we see that there are 3, 4 numbers that we are adding or subtracting. And so you can, of course, do some of these out of order and still get the right answer. But something I do recommend, and something I hope you guys do, is to go from the left to right order. So let's try number 1 together. So we're going to just do left and right for all of these. So, number 1, what's the first equation that we see? 6 plus 6. What is 6 plus 6? 12. We're going to bring down the rest down, minus 3. And 12 minus 3 is 9. But something a little harder, like number 8. So there are 4 numbers, and there's both adding and subtracting. So let's focus on the left equation first, which is 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. We're going to bring the rest of these down. Plus 6 minus 10. What is 6 plus 6? 12. And we're going to bring this down once again. And 12 minus 10 is 2. Now, you could have gone a little out of order, maybe. You could have done 3 plus 6 is 9, plus 3 is 12, and then 12 minus 10 is 2. But it could get confusing at one point in the future, so, like I said, just go left to right order. Okay, next. Use rounding to estimate the sum. So we're going to round the biggest value and then add. So let's try number 1. So the biggest value for for 6 is just straight up 6, and we're going to be determining whether we're going to do it to 0 or 10, because that is what 6 is in between. Next, we're going to decide on the 3, which is the tens, because that's the base value on 35. And so now we're going to look at 35. So obviously for 6, we're going to round up because it's bigger than 5. And for 5, because, like I said, 5 or up, So 5 or bigger numbers, so we're going to round up. And remember, 35 is rather between 30 and 40. So 6, what do you round up to? 10 plus 40. What is 10 plus 40? 50. But something a little harder, like number 3. So the biggest value, 10. 10, we're going to look at the number behind it. Sorry if you guys hear the motorcycle. As I was saying, so let's focus on it. So 67 will between rather 60 and 70. So obviously 7 is bigger than 5, so we're going to round up. And for 11, it's rather going to be between 10 and 20, because you can't go any less than 10, because obviously you'd be going out of bounds. So, and 1 is obviously smaller than 5, so we're going to round down. So 67 when you round up is 70. And for 11, when you round down, it's just 10. So what is 7 plus 10? 80. And lastly, we will be doing word problems by analyzing the pictograph. So remember in the key, each shoe is equal to 2 laps. So let's just get started right away. How many laps does 2 shoes represent? Well, obviously because 1 shoe is equal to 2 laps, we can just simply add the 2 laps. The 2 laps plus 2 laps is how many laps? 4 laps. So this is just a little simple question to test you if you can understand the key. So yes, 2 shoes does equal to 4 laps. And how many laps did Perry run? Well, let's count how many shoes Perry has. Perry has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Now you can simply just label all of these by 2. Or we can just simply multiply. So we're going to first put the number of laps down. 2 times how many shoes? 7. So what does that equal? 2 times 7? 14 laps. Okay, let's try one more. How many more laps did Caleb run than William? So let's count how many Caleb has, just the shoes. So Caleb has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shoes. And William has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can multiply these out by 2 and then subtract. Or let's just be a little more creative or smart. And let's see what the shoe difference is. So Caleb is 7 minus William 6 is equal to 1 shoe. And how many laps is 1 shoe again? 2 laps. So Caleb ran 2 more laps than William. I hope. And the last one should be very simple. All you gotta do is just look at the key, look at the pictograph, and be able to answer it very straightforwardly. So I hope this made sense, and thank you for listening.